Welcome, welcome, welcome to Empowered Life. I am your certified coach, speaker, trainer, I should say. Welcome, welcome today. I know it's lunch hour. I'm not going to keep you guys too long, but I really, really appreciate that you guys have turned aside to join me for this leadership lunch and learn, or another way I can say it, leadership lessons on leadership. Thank you guys so much for logging on. We're actually on part two of maximizing your potential. That's where we're going today, part two. Now, the first lesson is also on the website. You can see it on YouTube and Facebook, and Empowered Life. And it promises, listen, it promises to help take you to the next level. And so we're talking about maximizing your potential. We're on the second lesson in that, maximizing your potential, discovering the possibilities. Discovering the possibilities is what we're dealing with and talking about. And so let's jump right into it because there are so many possibilities because of the potential that's lying. And I don't want to say for every person, but maybe somebody that's watching is lying on the inside of you. And we're going to shake it up with these lessons that's going to show you that everybody is a leader and everybody deserves to be led well. I'm going to say that again. There is a leader in you seeking to come out. And even if you are already a leader in some form or fashion, some organization, every person deserves to be led well. And so as we sharpen our leadership skills, that's what we're going to learn and see today, so that we can maximize the potential that's in each one of us. All right, let's jump right into it. I'm back, recapping just a little bit from last week, and then we're going to go forward. We like to use words and we like to give definitions so we can have a place to come from. Maximizing, to increase to the greatest possible amount or degree, to represent at the highest possible estimate, magnify, to make the greatest or fullest use of. When we're talking about maximizing, we want to make the greatest use of our potential. So when we say potential, what are we talking about? Again, potential. Potential is untapped power, hidden strength, unused ability, or dormant power. Based on the above definition, potential can primarily be seen as who you are, but no one knows yet. Now, somebody that's watching right now, somebody that's on, you have potential. And what we're trying to do today is to maximize that potential. We want to get to a higher level. We want to get more productivity out of your lives. And that's what our desire is. And so when we look at potential, again, it talks about possible as opposed to actual, capable of being or becoming. Now, I think last time, and so let me do this from last time. I want to use this image again that's on the screen. And you guys who was with me last week, you remember this. Here's a conversation that a caterpillar was having with a butterfly. They're having drinks, they're sitting down at lunch, and the caterpillar tells the butterfly, "You changed." And the butterfly says, his response, "We're supposed to." Because he says to the caterpillar, "You have potential to be as I am also." If you maximize that, listen to what the butterfly tells the caterpillar. If you maximize the potential that's laying on the inside of you, you too can be a butterfly. You too can get to another level. Wow. Can you just picture that conversation that the butterfly and the caterpillar is having? And I'm talking to some person that's watching or listening or will watch this. It's the same thing for you and I. We have untapped potential firing on all cylinders. That's just, we have the power, we have the ability, we have the capabilities to do more, to be greater. And that's what we're talking about. So when we say capability, we're talking about having power and ability, efficient, competent. Watch this. All of that resides on the inside of each of us. I said this on last week and I want to reiterate it. Don't let the graveyard be the richest place in the world. So many people have died and they brought all of that potential to the gravesite. And if you visit any graveyard and any grave site today, that's the richest place on the planet. I don't know about you, but I do not intend on taking everything that I have on the inside of me to the grave. I don't know about you, but I know I'm talking to somebody that says this: I'm going to empty out. Yes, I am. If the flyer or the image that we used previously is true, watch this. I refuse to die in my caterpillar state. Am I talking to somebody out there? Is there somebody that's watching or listening to this that you too, you're making a statement? I refuse to die in my caterpillar state. I see you, Kane Bryce. I see you, Juanita Epps. I'm saying the same thing. I will not die in my caterpillar state. I will become all that I have been created to be. Hallelujah. I want to become a butterfly. That's right. And we have, all of us, we have butterfly potential. You don't have to crawl around on the ground, only getting where you can go with your legs. You can fly. There's a song, I believe I can fly. I believe I can reach the sky. Think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I don't want to start singing, but that's what the butterfly is telling the caterpillar. Do you believe you can fly? Listen, every person that's on here, every person that's listening to this, there is so much potential in you. So much. Yes, you've done a lot. And I'm talking to every person, because regardless of where you are on the spectrum as it relates to your potential, there is so much more that we can do. So much more. And so let me give you our first point of discussion. Our first point of discussion. And so now we've come up to speed now. Our first point of discussion. Understanding your potential, a revelation of growth. Because I said last week, you must realize that if you're going to maximize your potential, you have to have a revelation of growth. There must be a total understanding. I think Juanita is saying the same. Juanita is singing the same thing. We believe we can fly. That's right. I refuse to die in my caterpillar state. That's right. I am becoming all that I need to become. Because watch this. Just like the conversation goes, you don't have to have conversation about woulda, couldas, or shouldas, because you too have potential that we just need to maximize. And so watch this image. Watch this image. And I want you to get this. So here's a revelation of growth. That seed that you see on the screen is full of the butterfly in every stage of that seed. The egg, the caterpillar, the chrysalis, the adult emerges, and the butterfly stands there. This is what you too can become, or what you too are. Wow. And so that's what the caterpillar is literally saying to the telling the butterfly, I want to be like you. I want to do greater things. So I got to get a revelation. And the revelation is just like the image that we put up on the screen, just like the image, guys. Inside of that egg is the caterpillar. But are you willing to go through the different stages of life? Are you willing to understand and get a revelation that if I'm going to be a butterfly, I must grow to my maximum potential? Every stage of my growth process is taking me all the way to the point of becoming a butterfly. Wow. So watch this. And I said this: growth causes disruption. Growth causes disruption. If you are going to become a butterfly, if you're going to become all that you have been created to become, there are stages in your life that must be disruptive. Wow. Because think about this, just like a tree. If a tree is going to become an oak tree, the ground, the soil must be disruptive. Disrupted, I should say. Because watch this. If a seed goes in an acorn, goes into the ground, and if it wishes to become an oak tree, then it must realize that the ground must be disturbed. Wow. So every disturbing season in your life, every disruption that happens in your life is not bad, because growth causes disruptions. If you're going to be a seed and you want to, if you see, I refuse to die in my caterpillar state. I refuse to die an acorn. So that means that the ground must be disrupted. And then on and on, every phase of life, disruption comes to maximize growth. Wow. And so I look at growth now differently. I realize that there are benefits of changing. There's benefits. Let me give them to you. 3 benefits of changing. Change causes oneness. That's the first thing. Change causes oneness. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Change causes oneness. What am I talking about? If I'm going to become one with my purpose, with my desires, fulfilling my dreams, I must become one by changing. If I'm going to grow and maximize my potential, there will be disruptions in my life that's trying to bring me into cohesiveness with my potential, that I can maximize it. B, change creates opportunity. Because watch this, it's the other side of change that brings an awakening, that opportunities comes like this. The caterpillar has butterfly potential, but until it gets crystallized and go through a season of isolation, it won't have the revelation that this change is needed, because it will benefit me, because now I will have greater opportunities. I know somebody is getting it. If I'm talking to somebody on here, if you want greater opportunities, remember, growth causes disruptions, and you must be willing to change. Sometime holistically, sometime in sections and seasons, but it brings opportunity. If the butterfly could talk to the caterpillar, it will tell it, you crawled every day of your life. If you want to fly, if you want flying opportunities and all that that brings, change. Change. Be willing to isolate. Isolation, revelation, inspiration, motivation. All of that is happening because isolation happens first, that the caterpillar can change into the beautiful butterfly. What is it in your life that needs to change, that will birth or create opportunities? I want you to be positive. I want you to look at change as opportunities, because if you look at it, you'll be willing to embrace every season of your life where change is needed, because it creates oneness. Change creates opportunities, and then change captures objective. Watch this. Watch this. The change will capture the objective. Watch this. The caterpillar crawling on the branch or the ground looks in the air. The caterpillar crawling on the ground looks up in the air and sees something it desires up there. But if it embraces the necessary changes, it will change to become a butterfly, and it can fly up there. It will capture the objective. What is the objective? There's something out there. Listen, somebody that's watching, there is something beyond your reach, something on the end of the branch. If you're willing to change, it will capture. Change does capture objective. You want a business? You want to grow your family? You want to make more money, more resources to provide for your family? Here it is, change. You heard the saying before. The only thing that remains the same is change. My friend, are you willing to change? If you look at change not as an ugly word, but if you look at change as a word that challenges you and you embrace that challenge, it will capture greater opportunities in your life. That's right. That's good. The distance between crawling, flying is change. Because there is something on the ground that was appealing for that stage of your life. But you looked up and you see that there is something you desire. Reach for it. Let me help you. Let me coach you. Let me coach you right here at this second. Reach. 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 There's more. There's better that you desire to capture. Reach. Let me motivate you. Let me motivate you to change so that you can reach. Okay, here's number 2. Here's the second thing I want to tell you. Not only the first thing, remember, the first thing we dealt with, understanding your potential, a revelation of growth. But here's the second thing I want to tell you. Utilizing your potential. Understand, do now. The thing you must do is utilize your potential. How do I do that? The resources of growth is always about growth. Remember, it's always about growth, because if we're going to maximize our potential, we have to grow. And we learn now in this second stage that there are resources to assist in our growing, to strengthen our growth, but you got to reach. You have to dig. Growth always increases your capacity. Growth always, listen to what I'm telling you, growth always increases your capacity. As you're willing to grow, the more you grow, the more capacity you're beginning to expand your thoughts, your desires, your purpose. Next one. Have you made the transition from I can't or can I to how can I? Have you made the transition from I can't or can I? Those are question form to how can I? Because as you grow and you get these resources and you get this revelation and you begin to understand that there are resources to this growth, it's all about the question, asking the right question. Not if, but you now know. How can I? You're turning the question around. You're asking the right question now. Here's the next one. Do these things seem impossible or possible? It's a question. Do these things seem impossible or possible? If they seem possible, then you are ready to expand. Just a little snippet of knowing that your mind is shifting now. If things seem impossible or possible, you have to ask yourself, does it seem impossible or does it seem possible? If it seems possible, then you're ready to expand. You're on the right track. You're headed down the right road. Give yourself an effectiveness audit so that you can be sure you are thinking what works instead of more work. You want to shift from what work instead of more work. Because one of the things that happens, is people don't like work because nobody wants to do, most people, they don't want to do something that's going to create more work. That's why Friday is the most celebrated day of the week and Monday is the least celebrated day of the week. They call it Mundane Monday. That's why people work to go on vacation. They look forward to it. They work to go on vacation. They don't want more work. Again, that's why Friday is the most celebrated day, because especially if you have a weekend, you're off on the weekend, Monday through Friday, Friday being the most celebrated day, Monday being the least celebrated day. Because the question becomes, how are you thinking? You got to shift from more work to what works. And you're not afraid to try. Here's another one. And I'm not going to be much longer. I do appreciate you guys spending your lunch with me, but I really do. Think about your own behavior patterns. What is working and what do you need to adjust? I say this all the time: be adjustable, changeable, and adaptable. Be adjustable, changeable, and adaptable. What is working and what do you need to adjust? Use this critical, watch this, use the critical or the criteria, I should say, of required return rewards. Required return reward to help you make the needed adjustment. So how do I make the needed adjustment? My mindset, the criteria is required return reward, because you're thinking different now. Your mind is different now. Oh, I'm telling you. I appreciate it. That's right. That's right. Now watch this. Here's another one. Remember. Make this statement. I want you to remember this too now. I need you to remember this. Here's a statement. Change is personal, possible, and profitable. Let me ask you guys that's on here. And again, I thank you for joining me at this leadership lesson, Lunch and Learn. Can you type that for me in the comment section? Remember, Change is personal, possible, profitable. If you look at it that way, you'll embrace the necessary change that can take you to where you want to be, and you will begin to tap into untapped potential, capabilities, possibilities, because change is personal. Change, I'm gonna say that again. Change is personal. Instead of looking at what everybody else need to change, make it personal. Instead of saying they need to change, start saying, what can I change? Because it becomes personal, and growth is imminent when we make it personal. And then it's possible. It's possible. And it will be profitable. I thank you guys for repeating this. Yeah, thank you so much. Remember, change is personal, possible, and profitable. It will, and look, you will capture your desire. Life will become better. Thank you guys for repeating it. Yes, it will. Now remember, we just told you, number one, I'm just going to say it because what I'm going to do is I will see. Let me see. I'll do a little more. I'll do just a tad bit more. And I know some of you are joining me in this lunch hour. I just wanted to give you some leadership nuggets, little nuggets that can help you to make a better life for yourself. But before we even do that, before I recap real briefly, I want to take a break for just a moment, and I'll be right back after these messages. Stay right where you are. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back after these messages. I just wanted to make that offer to you guys this evening. My latest book. This is just my latest book, and you can go to the website that's ticking at the bottom of the screen. And listen, I am your certified coach, speaker, and trainer. I know I can help you with personal growth, with group coaching, all of the things that we offer. Ticking at the bottom of the screens is the ways that you can contact me, and we can start the discussion. But you want to get your hands on that book. I'm telling you, it will be a blessing in your life. It will, because it is absolutely a phenomenal work. It was written by myself, my wife, and my son, talking about our experience in between the treatment when our son was diagnosed with liver cancer. And we go in, we got pictures in that book, and we go into explicit details, and we don't hold anything back. And we're open and transparent, only hoping to help someone that's dealing with not just cancer. It's not a cancer book. It's a book if you're dealing with any kind of problems or situation that you're facing in your life. You want to get your hands on that. All right, let me just recap real quickly, and we're going to bring it to a close because, again, I do appreciate you spending your lunch hour with me. I thank you guys so very much. I'm just going to give you the 2 points that we gave. The first one we talked about was understanding your potential. See, if you're going to maximize your potential, then you have to understand your potential, and you get a revelation of growth. And then number 2, we dealt with utilizing your potential. It's not just going to lie dormant, but you're going to utilize it. And then you're going to realize that there are resources that comes because of your growth. And then I will give you a sneak peek because we're coming up to the end of our program today. And I will lead in with this one on next week. Ultimate potential, the rewards of growth. Yes, there are rewards because you got to remember this. Life is a growth journey. You're going to always be on the journey, hopefully going from level to level and increasing in your life. And so there are rewards that's going to come. You're going to capture all of the things that you're desiring to capture, but it will allow you, if you make ultimate potential, you reach your ultimate potential, never stop growing, but when you reach ultimate potential, then you're going to see the benefits of those rewards. I want you to join me next week, right here in the same station at the same time. And I want you to join me for part 3. Now, I'm asking everybody that's on here, everybody that will listen, because I have a lot of people that's going to watch the rebroadcast. I want you to make a comment, to share this with somebody. If you're looking for coaching, speaking, or training, can I say it this way? I'm your man. I know I can help you. Now, if this has been good to you today, kind of say something in the comment section to everybody that's watching. Do you feel like this was worth it? I'm doing my own personal survey. That's what I'm doing right now, my own personal survey, because this has brought our program to a conclusion. But before we go, I want to just remind you of something. Tonight at 6:00 p.m., you may have you still have a little bitty time because it's the first one we're going to be doing, and my assistant is going to type it on the screen. We're going to be doing Beyond Success, and I want to welcome you to that roundtable discussion and group. It is phenomenal, Beyond Success, and so I want you to be a part of that. It starts tonight, 6 p.m. It's going to go for maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half max, because we try to keep it to an hour to respect everybody's evening and day. But the first one is always going to go a little longer, but we promise to keep it within that hour or just a little bit after that. All right. Thank you, Epps. Juanita Epps. Yes, it was. It will help, help us to change. Very helpful. Thank you. I appreciate it. Spread the news. Is going to be on the rebroadcast, guys. It's going to be ready and available to anyone that wants to watch it. I'm telling you, it's very, very helpful. And there it is. Thank you so much. Beyond Success Roundtable tonight, 6 p.m. on Zoom. Email me. You can email me right at the email address, or I should say the website address that's ticking at the bottom of the screen. Let me know you want to be a part of it. If you can't join the first one, which is today, then we will have other tables that you can be a part of. And I want to make this my invitation to every person watching. Thank you guys so much. I don't know about you, but I have immensely enjoyed myself this evening. Thank you for sharing your lunch with me, your lunch hour with me. Let somebody know that this is what we're doing. 12 noon, invite somebody else. It promises that it can help all of your friends and your family. All right, guys, I'll see you guys next week. I want you to continue to enjoy your lunch. Join me at 6 p.m. and I'll be back next time. Thank you so much.